All right. Are you able to hear us now? Yes, it is on.
A small green button.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Oh my God. Woo! A little technical difficulties, but that's all right. We gonna do this thing up in here. The devil is busy, but he and she who believes do what?
The mask.
Takes off the mask. And sometimes in life there's bumps and there's bruises, but how do you get through? You just move on. Keep it pushing. Keep it moving. By faith. Okay. By what?
Faith.
By faith.
By faith.
All right, so back to what we were saying about yourself. And
well, the introduction, I'm Shan'Drea Lewis. I'm Char'Drea Andrews.
I'm Danisha Kidd.
And super excited to be here on the show today. We have a bunch of wonderful energy here in the room.
Woo-hoo!
The first part, she asked us to introduce ourselves. My name is Shan'Drea Lewis again. I am a undergrad, college grad of Tougaloo College. I am here working for Enterprise at the Oakland Airport as a branch manager, and super excited to start the show.
All right.
Okay.
She say put it on.
My name is Char'Drea Andrews, and a little bit about myself.
You have a mom. You're a mom.
That's tricky, dog. I am definitely a mom.
We're about keeping it lit in here,
not
keeping it
for
real,
We gotta
keeping
keep
it,
Lit with no matches.
lit with no matches. Okay.
But yes, I am a mother. I'm just growing,
There we go.
learning,
Okay.
and just trying to better myself and my son.
All right.
Awesome.
Okay. My name is Danisha Kidd. I am 28 years old. I have a master's degree with a master's of social work. I am currently
Woo woo.
an associate clinical social worker, and I do case management and therapy. And yeah, other than that, I am enjoying life.
Well, I thank you, young ladies, for sharing that information with me. Oh my God. Once again, you have tuned in to Believe Radio, which is a 24-hour inspirational and gospel music station. So today we are here on She Who Believes Do What?
Takes off the mask.
All right, takes off the mask. So our fireside chat today is going to be about my first question with you guys is with you ladies. Excuse me, you're not guys, but with ladies here. Is what was that question? Family support. How important is family support to you? And anybody can take the stage. But first of all, we're doing this show in honor of Mrs. Ernestine Howard, which is your
Grandmother.
okay. So tell me about a little bit about how important she was to you.
Well, I mean, she was the foundation. She was very important. I don't want to get emotional, so I'm not going to say
It's
too much.
okay.
But yeah, she was very important. She was pretty much another mom outside of your mom. I mean, you only get one grandma.
That's right. It's okay. Breathe, breathe. Whoever wants to go, whoever wants to go. I know it's a touchy subject because she just recently passed. So, but I want to thank you all for coming in here. And I know that she is smiling down on you all and she's very proud of you.
Well, she pushed us to be great.
She pushed you
She
to.
pushed us to work for ourselves. We had a family business. That's where it started from.
Okay, and what is the
Now
name?
we're here, Wendy's Cheesecake Bakery, which was named after Danisha's mom.
Okay.
Um,
And that was my
Whitney.
baby sister that passed away with pancreas cancer at 34.
We miss her too.
Yes, most definitely.
But I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
Basically, we came from the bottom. Now we're here. Like, she pushed us to do things that we didn't want to, just to be better,
Mhm.
basically. Like Danisha
And
said,
to
she
work
was
together.
to work together. Most definitely, they didn't play about that. If y'all weren't working together, it's the issue.
Okay, so
But-
Mr. Howard sure didn't play that.
But like Danisha said, she was the foundation of the family. Basically,
where everything started. Because if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be here.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Howard has something to do with it. But I get what you're saying.
Granddaddy
I get what you're saying.
had a lot to do with it. But she was the one that carried y'all.
Oh,
so she had the choice. She didn't have to carry y'all.
That's
but
true.
She did. So if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be here.
Okay.
I would say she was the pillar of our family, and between the both of them, family was the root of why we stand on each other's backs today. Mm-hmm. It is very important that you put your family before anything. That is a professional life, that's a personal life, and once somebody understands that, they can move forward in life. To me, that was a defining factor of how we became the young women that we are today, mm-hmm. and able to blossom and sit here and have confidence and have a conversation with you in regards to her. She is the one who carried the torch, and now it's passed it to us. So we're walking in our own footsteps as she has laid the foundation for us.
Okay, well, that there is true.
She put the ice.
Look at here. We talking about family support. So, you know, it's so important because some people, they look at us like we're crazy because myself and my sisters, we stick together and we do all kinds of things together, but we grew up that way.
A lot of families lack family support. They don't have that natural support system. So,
and we have to pray for them. Yeah.
It's uncommon, and you know, it's like seen as weird
to
other people. It's
or
like,
foreign.
Yeah, exactly. Foreign is a very good word for that. But I think it's important because it helps you kind of identify who you are and gain a sense of, you know, what you stand for and what your goals and morals and beliefs are, where they start from. Like everybody has a set traditional beliefs as a child. You know, you grow up learning and believing whatever your parents believe, but as you grow older, you get to kind of see, okay, maybe I believe in the same thing, maybe I don't. But you always have their support. You can talk to them about whatever you want.
Wow. Well, once again, you have tuned into the Eyes of the Conscious Soul with your sister, Sistah B. Mellow. We come to you every first Saturday of the month. We have the Cafe Le Blue Lounge, which today we have these young ladies in here with us, and we're just doing fireside chat, having real conversations because it is important for us to do so. And these young ladies had their own radio show with me before they went off to college. And it was, do anybody remember?
Actually, I don't.
I don't even remember my name.
Oh my God. You was Honeysuckle. You was Diamond. And then you were Honey Brown. And it was Cocoa Brown. Okay, hey. And I think we got all those colors in here in the house. Yes. So with that, you know, you young ladies are beautiful young ladies, and it's all about your spirit too. Absolutely. It's how you carry yourself, you know, and we see a lot of things that's happening in the world today, and all of the social media, you know, boy, it's a little out of control, but in my day it was a little out of control too, but more so it's to the forefront because you are, it's being shown like live on every what you're doing on every platform.
No
boundaries, and that was my next question. So how do you create boundaries, and how important is boundaries to you?
I think boundaries are important, and I mean, how you set them is just to be clear and precise, but also, like you just said, the way you carry yourself. People should kind of see how you carry yourself and automatically know what boundaries they can and can't cross.
All right, now, come on, keep it talking. All right, drop the mic over here.
Your personality should kind of speak for itself. And then when boundaries are crossed, then that's when you speak up and say, hey, no, I don't approve of this. I don't approve of that. That's not what I stand for, what I believe in. And you just got to be true to who you are.
Absolutely. Anybody else can take that boundary on. Don't make it silent.
For me, boundaries is once you know who you are, you are able to set your boundaries. But for someone who don't quite understand who they are as an individual person, I think that's where we get boundaries misconstrued. We allow people to do things to us that we don't even think that it's okay ourselves. But do we actually have the confidence to push back and say, "Hey, respect my boundaries. You're invading my privacy." So for me, exactly. So for me, when you know who you are, you're able to set boundaries and also limits on people and yourself. Sometimes you cross boundaries yourself. And like she was mentioning, your morals and your values, sometimes you cross your morals and your own values. And you also allow other people to do it. And you find yourself in a situation where self-reflect, self-care. That's a big thing, where someone understanding the process of processing boundaries and processing to say no. For me personally, that's something that I'm working on.
And we all are. We all are working on. Look at here. Look, a sister is 57 years old, and I'm still working on them. Okay, go right ahead.
Absolutely. Saying no, for the word to be so small but very mighty. That to me goes hand in hand with boundaries and values. So for me, boundaries is knowing who you are and knowing how to set them and moving accordingly.
And like you said, it's okay to say no. Go ahead.
Other people's boundaries.
Exactly. Absolutely.
You have to know when you have crossed the line, or when you have rubbed a person in the wrong way. You have to just kind of, I don't know, be able to, I guess you can say, read social cues. And I mean, it's there. When you said something and the person is like, no, she didn't. No, he didn't. So that's one of them, identifying boundaries and understanding. I guess it comes with the relationship you also have with that person. And, knowing what they, there you go. Respect.
Say it again.
Respect.
And, I'm glad you all said that, because we can sometimes find ourselves, when things are going on in life, you can find yourself like forgetting your boundaries and forgetting self-control. And it's like, oh my God, I let that person push me there. And why did I do that? And then sometimes you do things that you regret. And, there's been a situation, and I can say in my life that there was something that I was dealing with, and I came out of my character, and I am now regretting that. But friends and families, when they really know your heart and really know who you are, they can sometimes say, okay, at this moment, she's probably tripping right now. Let me maybe see what's going on with her or him, and then check into them that way, but just not cut them off, because you don't know, and then if you've been doing things with each other for years, it's like sometimes you can read the person, you're like, okay, they got to be tripping, because that's not normally their character. So what is going on in their lives? Anybody want to?
Can't give nobody your power.
Oh, say that once again.
Can't give nobody or anything your power.
Absolutely.
And what that means, to elaborate on giving somebody else your power, is putting too much energy into them, to where you're not focused on yourself. And your goals and your beliefs, and just like you said, it's like throwing a monkey branch in the middle of your road and you driving straight, now that it threw you off track.
Absolutely.
Where you was headed. And that's when you got to remind yourself of your boundaries.
So that goes back to the reflection too, which you guys was talking about a little earlier.
Exactly. And you live and you learn.
Absolutely.
So everybody's growing, of course. There's going to be boundaries crossed. You're going to allow people to cross your boundaries. But it's about being able to remind yourself and refocus and get back to it.
I would even go a little deeper and say analyze. Analyze, what I mean by that is analyze your circle. Is everybody a friend? Is everybody allowed to be in that circle? Is everybody allowed to see you in a vulnerable space? That goes hand in hand to me with boundaries. And if someone can't be real enough with themselves and be able to analyze and process, then here we are. We're at situations and we're now at a crossroad. Like she said, there's something thrown in a road and you get hooked up, but is the situation deep enough for us to review, or can we just move past? Or do you truly know me?
Oh wow. Okay. Well, you young ladies are some powerful young ladies. Absolutely. And I just want to say that I'm very, very proud of you. Once again, you have tuned in to Believe Radio, which is a 24-hour inspirational and gospel music station. Every first Saturday of the month, we have the Cafe Le Bleu, which has 15 to 45-minute segments called The Corner. Of course, each corner is and has a blueprint that is unique of its own. So we want you to continue to tune in, to relax, to listen in, and to vibe with us today. On the first corner, we normally have the artist talk. We showcase musicians, poets, singers, dancers, film producers, authors, comedians, gospel and R&B rappers from around the Bay Area to across the globe. Look at my tongue tied there, but it's okay. They will share their creative process and their lived experience. Second corner is Why I Dream. We highlight and honor the inventions and creative work of today's brilliant minds, along with geniuses from our past. We are preserving African American history and culture in order to keep our legacy alive. On the third corner is what we're doing today. Is called She Who Believes Takes Off the Mask. This is where you will hear from individuals sharing their personal testimonies to where God has brought them from and brought them to and through with inspirational messages. Also, we are highlighting Golden Lights affirmations to impart healing medicine in the soul of the brilliant mind for today. Every second Saturday of the month from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., we have the Medicine Hour with my co host, Mr. George Pearson, founder and producer of Education is the Best Medicine. He is a physician clinician. The Medicine Hour is where we believe building a better tomorrow starts with us. Topics we cover: health issues and concerns, healthy eating habits, education, financing, and politics in the African American community. We believe taking care of our temple, mind, and spirit is essential to having mental wellness, healthy eating habits, and knowing that healthy thinking leads to a healthy way of living. Every third Saturday of the month from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., we have Education is the Best Medicine, co-hosted Mr. George Pearson, which is the host. He's the founder and producer of Education is the Best Medicine. Education is the Best Medicine is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, charitable organization, which is community-based, health education advocacy based, and resource-based a resource-based organization. Boy, that's all tongue-tied. That uses public media sources, radio, newspapers, and church-based community health fairs to provide information and education. This is where we believe vision is the art of seeing things yet unseen and bringing light to a very dark world. The fourth Saturday of the month is the kitchen table, where we have the community voices hosted by your very own Miss Barbara A. Howard, aka Sister B. Mellow, founder and producer of Education. Not Education is the Best Medicine, the Eyes of the Conscious Soul, with Sister B. Mellow and my co-host, Mr. George Pearson. We have real talk conversations, individuals, organizations, community-based leaders, business owners from around the Bay Area to across the globe, talking about the beautiful things that they're doing in their actual community. So these are the different shows that we would like for you to tune in. Please check the calendar of Believe Radio. Once again, you have tuned into Believe Radio, which is a 24-hour inspirational and gospel music station. Thank you, ladies, for taking out the time for me to do what do they call this again? Got to pay the bills. Got to say, got to tell about the different programs that's going on here today. But thank you for sharing your thoughts on the importance of family. So I want to move on to another question is about, and you kind of crossed into each one of them, about having healthy, wholesome relationships. How important is that?
Child.
Child, go ahead.
It's hard nowadays to have a wholesome relationship.
Okay.
I would say that it is important. It is definitely hard to find that real genuine love nowadays in the generation that we in the world that we live in.
Uh-huh.
But if you can find it, to hold on to it.
Oh,
Yep.
hey, if you can find it, hold on to it. I ain't mad. I thank you so very much.
Sum that up.
All right, sum that up, and what do you say? All right,
I
and
agree though.
okay,
The generation now is way different than former generations.
okay.
Then
Some
like the
people-
love and like that my
Yeah.
grandparents had. Like if I can find that.
Oh,
Man.
say that again. Like the love of who?
Love that my grandparents had, like that strong, just end of the world love.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow you to the end, but I ain't gonna hurt you now. But I may hurt you a little bit, make you hurt your heart a little bit,
You rock
but
it to the
and
wheels,
mental.
mama.
But okay, go right ahead. But I hear what you're saying.
So it's just it's I think it's important. I think
Right.
it's very important and just trying to build that connection and find the right person. And it's so much that, you have to factor into that nowadays. Like
Absolutely.
just financial, spiritual, parenting skills,
Come
all
on.
type of things.
Yes, Lord. You better
when
look at
you're
all of that.
dating, because I don't know. Some people dating for fun. People like me
Hey.
dating for marriage.
Hey, I ain't say that again, girl. And how old are you? Look at here, 28. She's talking about she ain't just looking for fun. She looking for some marriage around here. Go right ahead, then, my love.
I think it's important, but ultimately it just builds down to you and what you want as a person.
Mhm.
Do you feel that you're worth real love?
I am. We are.
Yes.
Yes.
I think understanding each other, she hit the head on the nail. The nail on the head, I'm sorry, for dating. I think we are so conditioned to just jump into a relationship versus actually analyzing and figuring out if we're a match.
Right.
Versus 3 years down the line and you cannot stand that person, or you guys do not have
You got
the
some
same,
issues going on.
You don't have the same values. You don't have the same goals and
Mindset.
exactly. Are you guys traveling on the same path? Also, we don't take the time to study one another. Just because you're dating them does not mean that you stop studying that person. Figuring out what their likes are, what their dislikes are, and vice versa. Exactly. What intrigues them, what doesn't, what's a turn on, what's a turn off.
Right. For yourself, too.
Exactly.
You know.
But
if I really want to continue on with it.
exactly.
Okay. Say that again.
Turns off. Okay. Well, those pros and cons now. Those pros and cons. So.
Okay.
You have to identify what's toxic and what's not.
Oh, come on now,
Let's
young
talk
women
about the
around here.
toxic.
Let's
Talk about the
red
toxic.
flags.
We talking red flag. Oh my.
Deny.
Speak up. Let's speak it up when you
Don't
speak it up.
see, supposedly
That your
the
friends
smoke
see,
scene.
you can't
They
see
see right.
because you're blind.
You don't
Okay.
want to see.
Okay.
And then also, my pastor said a long time ago, well, you don't want to tell the person what you actually like at the
Come
beginning because
on.
they'll go ahead and put that screen up and show and be that person.
Yep.
Wow.
That you're telling them that you like.
Come.
And maybe they're
Will
not.
they make a movie?
Oh, okay.
They'll put
They'll put an acting cast
The
on.
whole
Yep.
scene.
Oh
And
my.
You don't need that
Eventually they
fake
get tired of playing in that act.
That part is fake genuineness.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a word.
Even if it wasn't you creating it, so look, it's fake.
It's genuine, but it's not no real genuine. That's not how you really feel.
They portraying it as if
Yeah.
they're being genuine, but they're not, which is being a manipulator.
That
Okay.
part.
Well, say that again.
That is being
Say that again, ma'am.
manipulating feelings. When you're portraying as if you're genuine, but you're actually not, it's called manipulating.
There's motive.
The mind.
What are your motives?
Is your intentions pure?
There you go. And then it also goes back to who are you? What are you looking for? What do you look for when you're dating somebody? What do you accept? What do you don't accept?
What role models did you have?
Yes.
So that's the big.
What is the
thing.
foundation
A lot
that you
of
start
people
with? Yeah.
Also,
Don't have
relationships.
Talk up, boy. I'm over here like go. Look, I'm in a. I'm going. Y'all about to give me whiplash up in here. It's so good going on. This is juice, but that's it. That say now. What is it called? That juicy talk. And what is it again? That juicy talk on the Eyes of the Conscious Soul with your sister B Mellow. I'm sitting here with these three beautiful young women, and we are going with that juicy talk. Okay, keeping it real, keeping it live. Go right ahead.
Also, just some of the things that you've been through too, like
Absolutely.
previous relationships or
Mm.
previous relationships with your father.
Mhm.
Sometimes that play a role with the guys you meet.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
That's
Very
getting
good
down
point.
to the grass of
Yeah.
the situation. Let's talk about the root.
Let's come on. Let's talk about the root. Go right ahead. Let's talk about the root.
Because a lot of times people, it's hard to identify what is love.
Mm.
Especially if you grow up like some people have that 2-parent home where both their parents are together.
Absolutely.
Is one just a single mom or a single father, so then you don't get to see, and then you're left kind of figuring out on your own, well, what is love? How do I know when the love is real, when the love is fake?
Mm.
And I will say, as you get older, you can kind of tell based off how you feel when you're dating somebody. How
Absolutely.
they make you feel. If you're feeling bad, you feel good. You feel sad. Are you sad 3 days out the week?
Oh, Jesus.
How often is
Come
you
on,
sad?
keep it
How often
Look,
is
she
you
who
sad?
believes, take off the mask. And that's what we're doing right here
You
today,
gotta be
is
honest.
keeping it real, taking off the mask. Go ahead.
You gotta be honest with yourself, and just where you at with whoever you're dating. Whether you're dating for fun, you're dating for a lifetime.
Then your expectations is different when you know exactly what you're doing. Okay.
Being transparent in a relationship to me is everything. Communication, transparency. When somebody is able to be in a vulnerable space, or somebody takes the time to invest in you, or you invest in someone else, that goes a long way. That to me is real juicy talk.
Juicy talk. Juicy talk.
Conversating. You are telling each other about past hurt or about past trauma.
How they can open up.
Exactly.
Some people might be emotionally detached.
Say that again. Some people may be what?
Emotionally
Detached.
But
Okay.
that will be, you be able to identify that from your past and what you accepted or things that you went through. But until we are able to look each other in the mirror or look at yourself in the mirror, I say each other because you're two people.
Right. Two individuals.
Exactly. But when you, like you said, take off the mask, what do you see when you look in the mirror?
Oh my. Let's keep this lit.
Enhancements. When you talk
Keep
about
this
all
lit
of the
up in
layers
here.
that someone else put on you, when you are in a vulnerable space yourself and you're looking at your natural beauty, what do you see?
And are you truly happy with what you see?
Exactly. That comes out in conversation. That comes out in behavior. That comes out in boundary. That comes out in goals. That is
and just your daily life and living.
Exactly.
And if you put that energy towards whatever your goal and dream is, there's no limits.
Yes.
But if you don't have that confidence in yourself, then your boundaries is easy to cross.
Absolutely.
And then sometimes for hearing what you say too, is that you have to put yourself first and know who you are.
Know that it's okay to put yourself first.
No, well, come on, young
to
women,
yourself.
come on, go right ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Say that once again.
A lot of people don't know that. Like she said, put yourself first. It's okay to do that. A lot of us grow up in these societies. We have a lot of different influences.
There we go.
Now we get into social media. Your beauty is beautiful. Your melanin is beautiful. But I go on social media and I see something totally different, or the social media idea of beauty.
That's good.
We go home and now we compare ourselves. So that goes back to what do you see in the mirror? Exactly.
Body shaming.
Body shaming. Your hair texture, your color of your skin, the way
that's
you
bleaching.
Exactly.
People want to bleach themselves.
But for us, I can honestly say we're in unison to say we were blessed and fortunate enough to grow up with the foundation of understanding your natural beauty, understanding love, the love of God that was passed down into our family. So that goes back to the connections with the family. How important is family? A lot of us don't experience that, but we are fortunate to understand that.
Yeah.
We had a man role model, first man, grandfather. Understood a fourth grade education, understood hard work, understood family that was passed down to us. So we are able to sit in a space to understand and speak to family, or speak to having the confidence as a young woman to sit here and have a conversation with you, or being able to know that it's okay to not know.
Right.
That's
my
huge.
God. That one right there.
Yes.
That is huge. We can have a whole conversation on not knowing, because it, like you said, this is what, oh God, I'm so glad you guys said that, because to me, this is what I believe. If you don't know it, it's okay.
Exactly.
Other people are experts in that area. Then you get someone to look or either show you, learn from, or say, hey, that's your area and this is my area, and it's okay that mine's is different from yours. There's no competition.
I'm in
Because if we
competition with
a
myself.
competition, oh, say that again. We
I'm in
what?
competition with myself.
Okay.
It's not a race, it's a marathon.
Hey,
Wouldn't it
not a
say?
race, it's a marathon. Whoa.
I feel like that's when it comes back to just practicing self-love and loving who you are. And by self-love, that means engaging in activities that make you happy.
Mhm.
Not you're doing it to make somebody else happy. You're doing it.
And you said, how old are you?
I was
All you young ladies over here, Miss Howard.
28.
Miss Howard would be very proud of you with the wisdom.
The wisdom
Thank
that's just
God.
flowing, just
Okay,
flowing.
that's the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
Okay,
But
keeping it
piggyback
lit.
What I was just to piggyback what she said, you have, like she was saying, you have to start with yourself. It definitely has to come from the inside.
Mhm.
Start with yourself. You have to know what it is
That you want.
Yeah.
And that you'll jewel.
Yes.
And that you are important.
Yes.
And
You're a ruby.
you
Yeah.
are ruby.
Right.
Okay, you are a ruby. Yes, you are. Thank you, Pastor Long.
Oh yeah. I was just about to say that.
From True
Right.
Faith Baptist Church. What was his name again? They call him Pastor Leezy. Pastor Long A. Anthony Jr. James Jr. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Long Jr.
Oh.
626 West Branch.
Oh, hey.
Stop by.
Okay. They can even check it out Facebook Live, can't they?
Come and get it yourself.
Okay. They lit on Wednesday nights for Bible study too. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. True Faith in the house.
Absolutely.
And I believe that your pastor would be proud of you all too.
Absolutely.
I really do believe that he will be proud of you because the things that he comes to, the Lord gives him in sharing the word is that he sees it being effective in your life. And that's what's important. And the things that we're talking about today is showing that these things are really resonating. And how do we make change for ourselves and others and love ourselves, because we are supposed to be the light in the world. We're supposed to be the salt, and we can't let people trample on us and make us unsalty, but even unsalty in attitude, you know. But then there it is again, coming out of your character. It's like, oh my God, did I really lose self-control and let that happen? But sometimes we do. But to go back, piggyback on what you were saying, you were talking about the oh Lordy, help me. Look, I'm not a singer.
The space of being okay with not knowing.
Absolutely.
For me, just, you haven't said it, but I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead.
We talk about foundation, but the other jewel.
Well, let's lead right into
our
it.
family gave us was our spirituality.
Mhm.
Being able to know God and know Him for yourself, and not just because my grandmother prayed, my grandfather prayed,
Come on now.
my mother prayed. No, I remember when I actually experienced God myself. That was in high school. It was a rude awakening.
Mhm.
It was scary, but it was a rude awakening. And knowing that you don't control your life.
Absolutely.
I personally believe I don't control my own life.
Right.
I know that there is a calling on my life, that God have a purpose for me in this earth. On this earth, and
in the earth and on the earth.
right,
Yeah.
just moving accordingly and just being that wholesome person,
Mhm.
being
Being
a
yourself.
respectful person, being somebody
Say that again.
a
Respectful person.
Respectful person. You go past somebody today and you speak to them, half of them is like, oh my God. The other is like, why are you speaking to me?
Right.
Oh,
Why are
how
you
are
speaking
you?
to
Did I
me?
speak back?
Yes,
Why
Right.
are you so happy?
Why are you
always
speaking
have
to
good
people?
energy.
Why are you not?
Because that's what living is about. Right.
I opened my eyes, I breathed, touched, and was able to smell.
Yeah.
Some things that a lot of people take for granted.
Absolutely.
And COVID-19 showed us that.
My gosh.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
Yes.
Okay. Don't take life for granted. So it is important, and we're gonna get back to the spirituality piece. And that's I'm glad we walk right into that, because that was what we were going to be talking about next, is that if we don't realize our purpose, we waste time.
Right.
We waste time on this earth. And this social media can make you waste a whole lot of time. So you got to even manage that. You have to manage yourself. You have to, the most important thing in the world is to manage you,
Absolutely.
not worrying about nobody else. But that's the ultimate control, is that if you can manage to master managing me and controlling me, because I got a whole lot of stuff that I don't have to trip off of you or worry about what you're doing, because I got a whole lot of stuff that I got to deal with me. Me worrying about what I should do and walking in my purpose, because I don't want to. I've wasted so much time in my life, and I'm so grateful that God has given me opportunity after opportunity, and doors and different things for me to be able to walk in my purpose and do the things that I do in my community and for my family. Because what do we have? What are we living for if we're doing nothing? You just existing. I don't want to just exist on this earth. I want to live. And what were we? You just said that word juicy. This is juice. Well, juicy talk. Okay. But go right ahead into what you were saying about the foundation of spirituality.
I would say that is obviously the number one thing that drives me. Just being able to have a relationship, being able to talk to him on a personal level, and him knowing how many hairs is on my head.
So let's talk about being able to talk about the spirituality with your friend.
Absolutely.
Oh, come on now. Keep it real.
To be able to say, hey girl, I went to church today and this was the word and they talked about this and this is what I learned for it, and hopefully you can get something from it.
Mm-hmm.
How many friends do you have like that?
Oh my. Well, y'all keep it real.
The person that you're dating, can you go back and tell them about the sermon if they wasn't able to make it to the service with you?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
How deep is y'all connection?
And the conversation, is it surface or is it deep?
Yeah.
And you want to go deep, because that's the only way.
Conversation.
Say that again.
Intellectual conversation.
Intellectual conversation.
Intellectual conversation. Okay.
Intentional conversation.
Say that again. Intentional conversation. Pure intentional conversation.
Okay.
Well, all righty then.
Because you read spirits.
Say that. Say that a little louder. I can't hear you, girl.
Spirits. At least I do.
Me too.
I can read your spirit from a mile away. Okay. So keep the fakeness over there. Bring the real over here.
Okay.
But when you are able to just, you connect with people, like you said, whether it's friends, family, your significant other, you can feel their spirit. When their spirit is high, when their spirit is low. And that's when you have to be able to know how to interact with that person during that time. Can you lift their spirit? What kind of things do you have to do to lift their spirit?
That's good, because it's always when you're helping someone else, you're really helping yourself too. And that's the beauty about how God shows and teaches and because one thing you thinking that it's a two-way street. That's what I love about them. It's always a two-way street. I'm gonna learn something. You're gonna learn something. Go ahead.
You can't pour into an empty glass.
Oh, right. Say that again.
I said you can't pour into an empty glass. I mean, you can, but you're gonna pour all yours out. You want to be able to get something.
Ooh, Lord, you talking about a refill? Fill me up too, spiritually too. Okay. Once again, you have tuned in to the Eyes of the Conscience Soul with Sistah B. Mellow on Believe Radio, which is a 24-hour gospel, inspirational, and gospel music station. Today, you have tuned in to Cafe Le Bleu Lounge, where we are talking about, and the corner is She Who Believes Takes Off the Mask. And I have some beautiful young ladies that's in here with me today. We're doing hot topics and some juicy conversations going on. And go ahead. You were talking about spirituality.
Spirituality. So for me, that's something that I'm trying to capitalize on and actually invest more time in. I've seen in my personal and professional life, when I put him first, and just abide by or just check in with you as well as your spirituality, and just make sure that it's on the same path. Because I maybe want to go this way one day, and he tell me you going this way.
Oh my.
And that
Oh
happens
my.
more often than not. You end up on this side and you look and you like, oh, if I would have followed this path right here, or even acknowledged you this morning or at night.
Come on now.
And just thank you for the breath that's in my body, the lungs, and just being able to operate as a healthy person. And capitalizing on healthy. Healthy for me is, are you healthy within yourself? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you checking in with yourself? Do you know who you are? And it goes hand in hand. So for spirituality, for me, is believe. Not even just believing in anything, but what are you believing in? Who are you believing in? What is the foundation that you are believing on?
Sounds to me like being comfortable in your spirituality.
Okay.
Which a lot of people aren't able to be.
Absolutely.
So that comes from, like I said, being comfortable with yourself.
Yes.
And who you are as an individual. When it comes to spirituality, I would say over the last year, I've definitely gotten a much closer relationship with God. And it's continuing to grow every day. And I want to say how you said putting him first.
Absolutely.
You'll definitely see the change when you're putting him first and not allowing anybody else to throw you off that course, regardless of what you have going on in your life. Understanding that, okay, this is my focus. I know he won't lead me in the wrong direction. Even though I might feel I need to go here, I might need to do this. It ain't how I would do it. Let's just according to his will and according to his way.
Okay. You gotta believe.
You have to what?
Believe.
You gotta believe. Absolutely.
Well, for me, spiritually, just like I was piggying back off of what Donisha said, like I'm getting closer to, I guess within. I mean, I want to say I'm close, and I know him for myself.
Absolutely.
But I'm trying to get more understanding for myself. I know he's real, just off of believing and having my faith. And just daily things that happen.
Come on now. Keep that real.
So, for example, last night, me and my friend we were talking, and I was like, I asked him, was he hungry? And he like, yeah, I ate some Popeyes or whatever. I'm like, man, I'm hecka hungry. He like, well, go cook some. I'm like, it ain't no meat. Like, it ain't no meat. Like, we just ate. Like, ain't no meat. We ain't got no size or nothing. So he gave me this card. He said it was $100 on it. Come to find out, it was only $25 on that. I guess it was like a $25 gift card. So I was already on a budget of what I was trying to spend. So I'm like, okay, the card said, it said I could use it at a Safeway or I could use it at some other store. I don't know what it was, but I was at a Mexican market. And I'm like, okay, well, let me just go to Safeway. So I'm like, okay, where is the closest Safeway? I don't like going to the one on Fruitvale because I just personally don't like going there. They meat don't be y'all. Sorry.
To each his own.
Yeah, to each his own. I
to each his own.
Prefer not to go. So I was like, okay, let me see which one is open. Like, it was past, it was like 9:00. So I'm like, let me see which one's open. I'm like, all right, GPS'd it. They both said 10 minutes. The one to Fruitvale said 9 minutes. The other one to Alameda said 10 minutes. I'm like, let me just go to Alameda. It's closer to the house anyway. So I went to Alameda. Basically, make a long story short, I had a few dollars and I had like maybe $6 or $7 in cash that I was going to like add to whatever I needed. So I'm walking around the store like, okay, Jesus, what should I get? So I'm like, okay,
Least you called on them.
Right, like, let me see, what should I get? I want to make something quick, but I could do nachos, but I could do something else. So I'm okay. I got everything else. So I got some rice and roni. Take everything I got. I got some rice and roni.
Everybody, she's giving us the meal plan.
She's
giving us the meal plan.
Definitely, I was on the budget. Like I didn't have
right.
It was.
And he worked it out.
He worked it out. I got the few items that I got, and basically when I went to the meat, I was really worried about the meat because the meat cost the most. So I'm like, okay, I got to the meat, and I seen something that said buy one get one free. I'm like, hold up, I ain't never seen no buy one get one free on no meat. So I'm like, okay. So I dug through there, like, okay, let me see which one I want. I got 3 meats, so I only wanted to get one meat.
So he blessed you.
He blessed me.
He blessed you.
I spent like $27.
He bless
I
you.
only had to put in like $3.
He bless
extra.
you.
So
But
it
you
was
called
just-
his name.
I called his name.
You called his name.
and I believed.
And
I
you
just-
believe.
I-
Watch yourself
I
now.
went in there just kind of already like, what's the word I'm looking for? I kind of already set my mind to this is, you got to get this small portion.
Right.
Work with what you have.
So he said if you step out of his way, he always leave more for you, right?
That's
So you said you used $2 to $3, and you said you started with 6 or 7. How many did you have left?
girl.
So that speaks to if you follow his will,
Watch
and
yourself.
obey and be willing to go, there'll always be more. So that goes back to understanding that there is a process.
Right.
And he has us sitting in a process, and there's always something to learn from that.
And life is a process.
Exactly. And
He
it might have
showed
been
you.
something as simple as meat or going to the
Come
store.
on.
But it's
Because some
resonates
people
with you here
is not
today.
able to eat now.
Exactly.
You got the homeless on the corner
And-
and all of that. So and we just a paycheck away.
Hey,
You know?
got kids that's in group homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They saving food and taking it in their room because
Wow.
they're, you know,
Exactly.
not used to having food at their
Yeah.
leisure. And
Exactly.
things.
So
yeah.
some things you saying like we take for granted.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like you said, you had no meat. You
Mhm.
went home and you had 3 packs of
I
meat.
had
Watch
I got 3
yourself.
packs of meat.
And you were happy.
I was so happy.
Exactly.
And
And what's crazy is I do. I say to myself, but I don't normally just like, okay, say this. I mean, not.
no,
not
we
like
hear
that,
what you're
but
saying.
like,
We understand.
I say to people like how good he is, but I kind of keep it
To
I'm
yourself.
private. I don't know. I can kind of keep it to myself.
Gotta come out of that.
I know.
Gotta come
that's
out of
why
that.
I'm
And you
trying
know what?
to
That's
come
what
out
he's
of that.
pushing you to
The
do.
first
And this is the first because I don't even like talking.
This is the
I don't
first
even
step.
like talking.
That's
like
good.
that. So this is pushing me.
Well,
to
this
do
is
that.
the blossom. And this is the, again,
Believe
this
radio.
Believe
That's
Radio.
important.
Say it
That's
again.
important.
Believe Radio.
Number 1
Yes.
thing, you have to believe.
You have to believe.
Exactly.
And what were you saying?
I was just saying that he puts things in our path where he's always going to get the glory.
Mm.
And just as simple as saying that you pretty much stepped out of your comfort zone and you believe, and he showed you that if you do it my way,
Mm.
I don't hurt you.
Ooh, Lord, have mercy.
If you do it my way, I'll leave more for you. If you do it my way, like she said, your cup will runneth over. You'll be able to share with someone else.
Mhm.
But if you don't do it my way, that's what we find ourselves in life wondering or trying to figure out. But it's very simple. He left us the tools to life. And if we follow the tools to life, we'll have a more grateful attitude for something as simple as life. But
Come on.
so
And it's something simple as some meat.
Some
hello.
meat.
Okay.
I was so juiced. Like, y'all know my juice. I was asking, I'm like, I said, this meat $2 for $1. $2 would give it free. She said, yeah. I said, okay, yeah. I
But-
went through it
Yeah.
and got the,
But there it is again, as a young mother,
Yes.
you know, and wanting to feed your son.
Yes.
So that was significant.
Yes,
It may not be significant to somebody else, but at that moment and in this time, God showed himself because you called on him, and that was something huge to you. But he does little things to let us know.
Exactly.
You
That's
know,
what I was
that-
about to say.
Come on now.
He definitely shows you with small
Things. We
It
look
could
for
be the
these
littlest
grand
thing,
things. He
yeah.
said, how can I give you something grand when you're not even going to appreciate
appreciate
me
that.
in the small?
Man.
Boy,
There's
time
a thing
flies
that's
when we
must
having
see.
fun, and then the show is almost over. My God. I just want-
juicy talk.
Hey, say that again.
That's that juicy talk.
Okay, wow. So, you know, I am so grateful again that we are doing this in honor of Mother Ernestine Howard, which was the one of the owners of Wendy's Cheesecake Bakery in San Francisco that was in business for over 45 years in the city and on 3rd Street, been there for over 45 years in that and the having the businesses there. So, you know, and you can catch them if you were to pull up the archives of the Chronicle of News, you will find Wendy's Cheesecake Bakery. You know, you will find them there. And it was the beautiful thing about She Who Believes Takes Off the Mask. Miss Howard demonstrated that every day that you came into that bakery, what was open on the top of that Bible. that Bible was open.
Ice cream.
On,
Yeah.
okay.
If nobody knew anything else, they knew that they could come in there empty and be filled by the time they left.
Absolutely. And you know, that was one of the beacon lights of the community
Safe haven.
and a safe haven. And you get, like you said, it was a gas station for spiritualness
Yes.
to come in there and get your spirits lifted.
Yes.
And that was the beauty about Mr. Howard and Mrs. Howard. They did not play when it came to family
Yes.
and community,
Absolutely.
making sure you give back and making sure Mr. Howard always told us, he said, it doesn't matter if someone comes in this bakery that has 10 cents to $1 million, you better treat them all the same.
Yes.
He did not play when it came to that. And he showed genuine love. They showed genuine love to their community, and they would give you the shirt off their backs.
Absolutely.
And Wendy's Cheesecake Bakery, along with Everett and Jones and Marcus Bookstore, and then it was another business. They were one of 4 of the Black oldest business owners in San Francisco. So we just want to say kudos and thank you for the work, and to the young entrepreneurs that's here today. Oh my God, we didn't get a chance. We're going to have you back, Miss Dinesha. We didn't talk about your book. Share a little bit about the book and what inspired you to do it.
So my book is called Streets Talk: The Girl Behind the Smile. You can find it on Amazon. And you can look forward to the second part 2 coming out next year. Okay.
Juicy what?
Talk.
Okay.
Because streets talk that juicy talk. We keep it real all around the board. Okay. What inspired me to write this song, honestly, was my creative writing class. When I was 15 years old, I was in a creative writing class, and I loved poetry. And after losing my mom, we had to write a short story. I don't remember what the topic was. I think it has something to do with renaissing about your life. And I wrote it, and it was 27 pages.
Wow.
And my
Look at that.
My teacher at the time was like, this is really good. Like, this is really good. And then after college, I just kind of was thinking more into it, and then I decided to self-publish it. So yeah, stay tuned.
Wow.
It talks about, I guess, the life of growing up in just what is classified as the hood and projects, and being a witness to violence in home, outside of the home, community violence. And just how, as a young child, it makes you think, and just how your feelings or how my feelings was at that time. It has fiction and nonfiction stories. So some parts speak directly to my life. Some parts are just a little exaggerated to grab the reader's attention and eyes.
Okay. You were being very creative and unique and different, huh? That's the way we roll. Wow. Once again, you have tuned in to Believe Radio, which is a 24-hour inspirational and gospel music station that comes to you 24 hours. Again, we just want to thank you for tuning in to the Eyes of the Conscious Soul with Sistah B. Mellow. And today you have tuned in to the Cafe Le Bleu Lounge. We are talking about she who believes, take off the mask. So we are so grateful and thankful to us to you all tuning in, and we are around here. You have to laugh at yourself sometimes in life, and you have to laugh at different situations that's going on. But we want to tell you to stay connected, stay empowered, and tell me with this last 3 minutes, before 2 minutes, I'm gonna give you a word. When you hear the word believe, what comes to your mind?
That goes to foundation, that goes to strength, that goes to the willingness to believe, and open mind.
When I hear the word believe, I hear believe in yourself, set no limits for yourself. The sky is the limit when it comes to me. That's what I hear. Believe that anything you put your heart, mind, and soul to do, you can do it.
Wow. That is awesome. So again, we want to thank you for tuning in to Believe Radio. And go ahead with the Believe. I want to thank you all today too. If it wasn't for you, leave it right there. If it was not for you all, I tell you, not yet.
Not
Just
yet.
right, leave it right there. Just if it wasn't for you all, I it was like I'm so glad we prayed.
Yes, it just
But
flowed.
go leave it,
right?
leave it. It flowed. Yes, God knows what He's doing. It would be a basket case going.
There was a process.
It was a process.
Understanding to it.
Life is a. Say that again.
There was a process.
The process.
Life is a process.
Mm.
Take each and every moment, layers, levels, situations, and process it.
Mm.
Analyze it. Get something out of it, whether it's good or bad. He's always trying to tell you something.
Mm.
In the littlest form of fashion.
In the littlest form of fashion. So the word believe, what comes to your mind?
Piggying back off of what Sean said, just being open.
Being open.
You have to be open to different
Take risks.
things. Yeah, you can't. If you can't take risks, you can't get nothing.
Hey, and you learned that last week at once again, what's the name of the church?
Baptist Church.
And it was the pastor.
James A. Long
Jr.
Jr.
All right. And I think he keeps it real and keep it lit and keep it all
Yes,
kinds of
he
good
does.
things going
He
on.
relates to.
Say that again.
He relates to the younger generation, the newer generation, the
older
older
generation.
generation. So he relates.
Speaks the
So,
words
yeah.
Okay.
from the Bible.
And what does the word believe to you?
The word
Means.
believe means believing in yourself. You know, setting no limitations. Like, I mean, believe for me is I just believe that whatever I put my mind, heart, and soul to do, I can do it no matter what's thrown in my way. I don't know. It's just like there's no self-doubt when it comes to me. Like
So
the
you're
sky
determined.
is the limit.
All right.
Determined.
Wow.
Yes,
You're determined.
determination.
Once again, you have tuned into Believe Radio on Education is the Best. Lord, why do education? Getting educated is right. We're educating people, and getting educated is the best medicine. However, thank you for tuning in, and good night. Good night.